Hello and good evening. You're joining us here at 9 p.m. with the news. I'm Bhawna Nayar. Let's start the bulletin with the top 5 headlines this Tuesday evening. Prime Minister Modi dedicates Sri Mahakal Lok Corridor to the nation in Ujjain. Corridor costing 850 crore, emphasizes conservation of heritage structures. Prime Minister Modi inaugurates projects and health-related facilities worth 1,300 crore in Ahmedabad. Asserts that Gujarat tops in high-tech hospitals. Mulayam Singh Yadav cremated with state honours. Thousands gathered in Saifai for last farewell. Many dignitaries, including the Lok Sabha Speaker and Defence Minister, present. Yellow rain alert for Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and East Uttar Pradesh. Alert issued in 10 Karnataka districts. Odisha prepares to tackle cyclone. And India thrashed South Africa by 7 wickets in third and last ODI. Win series 2-1. Shubham Gill misses half century. And after the top headlines, a quick look now at some speed news. On a 2-day visit to Guwahati from Thursday, President Murmu to inaugurate Param Rupa supercomputer facility at IIT Guwahati. Union Minister Smriti Irani releases operations manual of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. 7,000 childcare institutions to be made financially empowered. 53rd Capacity Building Program in Field Administration for Civil Servants of Bangladesh inaugurated at Mussoorie. Prime Minister Modi applauds civil aviation sector for hitting 4 lakh daily passenger mark for the first time. Srinagar's terminal to be expanded by 3 times to 60,000 square meters, says Civil Aviation Minister Cynthia. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari launches pilot project of Flexi Fuel Strong Hybrid Electrical Vehicle. Vehicles to run on petrol and blended ethanol and electric power. Prime Minister Modi greets Amitabh Bachchan on mega star's 80th birthday. Museum dedicated to the life and message of Mahatma Gandhi opens in New Jersey, United States. 36 dead and 56 missing as landslides sweep away homes in Venezuelan town of Las Tejuris. President Maduro declares 3-day mourning. New Zealand to tax greenhouse gases produced by farm animals to tackle climate change. Farmers protest Prime Minister's Ardern's plan. Beginning with the top story of the day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi dedicated the Sri Mahakal Lok project to the nation in Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. The Prime Minister unveiled the plaque to mark the dedication of Sri Mahakal Lok. Phase 1 of the Mahakal Lok project will help in enriching the experience of pilgrims visiting the temple by providing them with world-class modern amenities. Addressing the gathering, Prime Minister Modi said that Sri Mahakal Lok will add to the vibrancy of Ujjain, the city which has been central to India's spiritual ethos.
वहां कालखंडों की सीमाएं नहीं है। महाकाल की शरण में विश्व में भी स्पंदन होता है। महाकाल के सानिध्य में अवसान से भी पुनर्जीवन होता है, अंत से भी अनंत की यात्रा आरंभ होती है।
The Mahakal Path contains 108 pillars which depict Ananda Tandav Swaroop of Lord Shiva. The plaza is spread over 2.5 hectares and is surrounded by a lotus pond which contains the statue of Lord Shiva along with water fountains. Total cost of the entire project is around rupees 850 crores. The Prime Minister was dressed in traditional dhoti when he arrived at Sri Mahakal Lok from the Nandi Dwar. After arriving at the inner sanctum, the Prime Minister performed puja and darshan and offered Pushpanjali. Moving on, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated and laid foundation stones of various healthcare facilities worth 1,275 crore rupees in Ahmedabad Civil Hospital today. This would be the first government hospital in the country equipped with state-of-the-art technology like cyber knife. Prime Minister Modi asserted that his government is working tirelessly for Gujarat. He added that advanced medical technologies and better medical infrastructures are now available in Gujarat, which will benefit the poor of the state. The Prime Minister said the immense potential of Gujarat medical tourism sector will also be enhanced with the development of top medical facilities in the state.
आज अहमदाबाद में इस हाईटेक मेडिसिटी और स्वास्थ्य से जुड़ी दूसरी सेवाओं ने गुजरात की पहचान को एक नई ऊंचाई दी है। ये केवल एक सेवा संस्थान ही नहीं है, साथ ही ये गुजरात के लोगों की क्षमता का प्रतीक भी है। मेडिसिटी में गुजरात के लोगों को अच्छा स्वास्थ्य भी मिलेगा और ये गर्व भी होगा कि विश्व की टॉप मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज अब हमारे अपने राज्य में लगातार बढ़ रही है।
In India, technology is an agent of inclusion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said while addressing UN World Geospatial International Congress via video message. He asserted that technology and talent are the two pillars of India's development journey. He pointed out that the theme of the conference, Geo-enabling the globe at the last mile. He also called for an institutional approach by the international community to help each other during a crisis.
All the data collected over 2 centuries suddenly became free and accessible. Collection, generation, and digitization of geospatial data are now democratized. Such reforms are not isolated. Along with the geospatial sector, we gave a key boost to our drone sector.
Moving on to our next headline, Union Minister Amit Shah paid tributes to the socialist icon Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan, popularly known as JP, at his birthplace in Sita Badiara in Bihar. He also unveiled a 15 feet high statue of the hero of the anti-emergency movement on his birth anniversary. Taking a dig at the Mahagathbandhan government in Bihar, Amit Shah said that those who claim themselves to be disciples of JP have sacrificed his socialist ideology to join hands with Congress for power. He said that only Prime Minister Narendra Modi is working for the poor and the weaker sections of the society for whom JP was concerned. Let's listen in.
जयप्रकाश जी ने जीवन भर सत्ता के लिए कुछ नहीं किया, पूरा जीवन सिद्धांत के लिए, और आज 5-5 बार सत्ता के लिए पाला बदलने वाले लोग बिहार के मुख्यमंत्री बनकर बैठे हैं। बिहार की जनता को तय करना है कि जयप्रकाश के दिखाए हुए रास्ते पर चलने वाली नरेंद्र मोदी के नेतृत्व वाली भारतीय जनता पार्टी चाहिए या जयप्रकाश के रास्ते से भटककर सत्ता के लिए समाधान करने वाली एक गठजोड़ की सरकार चाहिए।
Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has called for greater public-private partnership for healthcare infrastructure expansion in the country. He said this while inaugurating FICCI's 16th annual healthcare conference, FICCI Heal 2022. He also called for redoubling efforts to make India a prime health tourism destination. The Vice President also lauded India's healthcare system for being the most affordable in the world. He said that Ayushman Bharat has been successful in bridging the gap between the rich and poor in terms of accessibility of healthcare services in the country.
I will appeal, let us work together, public and private, central and state, citizen and government, for our collective dream of universal healthcare, affordable, accessible, advanced, and quality health care for all our people. Let's work to make Bharat a choice destination for health care.
The National Investigating Agency conducted raids at many locations in Jammu and Kashmir in the terror funding case. The raids were carried out at multiple locations in Rajouri, Poonch, Jammu, Srinagar, Pulwama, Badgam, Shopian and Bandipora districts of J&K. These raids were in connection with the case relating to the suspicious activities of Al-Huda Educational Trust in Rajouri. The Odisha government has asked its officials to prepare for possible cyclones over the next 2 months. Despite no such forecast by the Weather Office, Chief Secretary S.C. Mohapatra directed officials concerned to take all precautionary measures at the state-level cyclone preparedness meeting on Monday. A yellow alert was issued for Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. A flood-like situation has arisen in many areas. People living in low-lying areas are facing problems due to rise in the water level of Rapti River in Gorakhpur. At the same time, waterlogging has occurred in other districts of the state due to incessant rains. In such a situation, people are facing problems in movement. Samajwadi founder Mulayam Singh Yadav was cremated with full state honours at his native Saifai village in Uttar Pradesh today. His son and party chief Akhilesh Yadav led the funeral pyre. The former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister had passed away at the age of 82 at a private hospital in Haryana's Gurugram on Monday. His body was brought to Saifai on Monday evening. Thousands of people queued up to pay their last respects to their popular leader as his mortal remains were taken in a truck decked up as they rushed from his residence to the Mela ground premises. A large number of people marched along the vehicle, which was decked up in garlands of flowers. A large number of dignitaries, including Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge and NCP Chief Sharad Pawar, gathered in Saifai to offer their tributes. Chief Minister of several states, businessman Anil Ambani, actor and Samajwadi Party MP Jaya Bachchan and son Abhishek Bachchan and senior state leaders cutting across party lines were present at the funeral.
और मैं मानता हूं कि भारत की राजनीति की एक बहुत बड़ी वह शख्सियत थे और जन सामान्य से जुड़े हुए लोग, धरती से जुड़ा हुआ नेता यदि माना जाता था तो मुलायम सिंह जी को माना जाता था.
Paying tributes to the departed leader, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla said, as a Samajwadi, Mulayam Singh Yadav advocated the cause of the backwards and farmers. He termed his death as an irreparable loss.
इस तरीके से लोग उनको श्रद्धांजलि देने आए, उनके प्रति अटूट आस्था, उन्होंने वंचित गरीब व्यक्तियों के लिए सेवा की, पिछड़ों के लिए उन्होंने लंबा समय तक नेतृत्व किया. एक समाजवादी व्यक्तित्व के रूप में एक ऐसे स्तंभ का नींव है जिन्होंने जिंदगी भर गरीबों की हिमायत की, किसानों की हिमायत की. आज सारा देश दुखी है, हम सब भी दुखी हैं.
Time to take a look at more news from across the nation now. With the aim of highlighting India's policy priorities and showcasing India's attractiveness as an investment destination, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will attend several meetings on her visit to the United States. She will also attend the annual meetings of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, who are likely to deliberate on the state of the global economy. Chief Justice of India Uday Umesh Lalit today recommended the name of Justice D.Y. Chandrachud for the position of 50th CGI. Justice Lalit will retire on November 8th and has less than a month before he demits office. Elevated as a judge of the Supreme Court on May 13, 2016, Justice Chandrachud is the son of the longest-serving CGI, Y.V. Chandrachud, who has been the head of the judiciary from February 22, 1978 to July 11, 1985. Food regulator FSSAI has made it mandatory for foreign food manufacturing facilities to register with it for exporting products such as meat, milk and infant foods to India. This will be effective from February 1, 2023. The FSSAI has requested all competent authorities of exporting countries to provide the list of existing manufacturers and those who are intended to export these food products to India. Trinamool Congress MLA Manik Bhattacharya was arrested early this morning after being questioned overnight by the Enforcement Directorate in the alleged teachers' recruitment scam in West Bengal. He is the second Trinamool leader to be arrested in the scam. The first was former Bengal Minister Partha Chatterjee, who was arrested in July after piles of cash were recovered from the properties linked to his close aide Arpita Mukherjee. India has supplied the 13th batch of medical assistance consisting of essential medicines and medical and surgical items to Afghanistan, the External Affairs Ministry said on Tuesday. The aid was provided in continuation of India's special relationship with the people of Afghanistan and in view of the urgent appeals made by the United Nations to assist the Afghan people, the ministry said. And now news from the world of business and economy. The Indian Railways recorded a massive 92% jump in passenger revenues during April-October this year, with more than 42 crore passengers in this period. The revenue earned from unreserved passenger segment also increased from 1,000 crore in 2021 to rupees 6,515 crore this year. The IMF slashed India's growth forecast from 7.4% to 6.8% from 2022-23. This is in line with global growth forecast that is set to decline from 6% in 2021 to almost a half, that is 3.2% in 2022. The IMF said that the global economy faces serious challenges with projections for most countries rapidly falling. Ahead of the festive season, gold prices fell by Rs 343 in Delhi NCR to settle at Rs 51,105 per 10 grams, following global trends. Prices of silver also dropped by Rs 1,000 to close at Rs 58,652 per kg. Talking about the stock markets now, Indian markets crashed by more than 800 points as weak global cues impacted business. The BSE Sensex dropped to 1.46 percentage points, while NSE Nifty lost out by 1.49 percentage points, with Nestle India, Tata Steel and Reliance Industries among worst performers. And talking about global markets now, it was a red day for world markets as well as indices across Asia, Europe and United States trailed by 2 to 4%. Taiwan saw a huge drop of 4.3%, while Nikkei 225, Hang Seng and Kospi also dropped nearly 2%. Slipping into a very short break here, lots more coming up on the other side. You stay tuned to Sansad TV for more news. संसद सदस्य सामान्य जनहित के मामलों पर प्रस्ताव संकल्प सदन में चर्चा करने के लिए संसद में लाते रहते हैं, लेकिन कभी ऐसा भी हो जाता है कि चर्चा के लिए लाए गए प्रस्ताव को सदन के अध्यक्ष स्वीकार तो कर लेते हैं, लेकिन उस पर चर्चा के लिए कोई तारीख तय नहीं की जाती है। तो ऐसे प्रस्ताव को ही नो डे येट मोशन के रूप में जाना जाता है। इस प्रस्ताव को राज्यसभा के साथ साथ लोकसभा में भी पेश किया जा सकता है। Welcome back after the break. You're watching the news and time now for all the big developments from the Russia-Ukraine war front. The United Nations has condemned Russia's strikes on Ukrainian cities on Monday. Stefan Dujarric, spokesperson for UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, said that he is deeply shocked by large-scale missile attacks by Russia on cities across Ukraine. He added that the attacks constitute another unacceptable escalation of the war, and as always, civilians are paying the highest price. Russia launched multiple missiles on Ukrainian cities on Monday, targeting civilian areas, killing over 19 people. The United Nations refugee chief has warned that more people will be forced to flee their homes in Ukraine after Russia's attack on multiple cities across Ukraine. UN High Commissioner for Refugees Filippo Grandi said that the horror of what happened in Ukraine is inexcusable. He said that the war is becoming harder and more difficult for civilians. He expressed fear that the events of these last hours will provoke more displacements. The UN General Assembly has voted to reject Russia's call to hold a secret ballot later this week. The General Assembly decided with 107 votes in favor that it would hold a public vote on a draft resolution that would condemn Russia's attempted illegal annexation. Russia has argued that a secret ballot was needed because it may be very difficult if positions are expressed publicly. Protests were held in Sydney to condemn Russia's recent attacks on Ukraine. About 100 people carrying Ukrainian flags and placards marched through city streets shouting, "Russia is a terrorist state." Most of the protesters were Ukrainian Australians and some were displaced Ukrainians who fled the war. Protesters also held demonstrations in Romanian capital of Bucharest against Russian missile strikes. Ukraine has pledged to strengthen its armed forces after Russia launched its biggest aerial assaults on cities since the beginning of the war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke to US President Joe Biden about the issue. He wrote on Telegram afterwards that air defense was the #1 priority in our defense cooperation. Biden told Zelensky that the United States would provide advanced air defense systems. Ukraine State Emergency Service says that the 12 S-300 missiles slammed into public facilities in Zaporizhia, setting off a large fire in the area. One person was killed as 2 of the rockets hit a car dealership. And now news from some other parts of the globe. The long-awaited trial involving Airbus and Air France commenced in Paris. The case concerns the deadly 2009 plane crash of Brazil. Both firms deny involuntary manslaughter in the case that involved freezing of airspeed sensors, causing the death of all 228 people on board. Take a look at this report. Airbus and Air France went on trial on manslaughter charges on Monday over the crash of a Rio de Janeiro to Paris flight in 2009 that plunged into the Atlantic amid thunderstorms. The crash of storm-tossed Flight 447 en route from Rio de Janeiro to Paris killed all 228 people aboard and had lasting impact on the industry, leading to changes in regulations for airspeed sensors and in how pilots are trained. The victims came from 33 countries and families from around the world are among the plaintiffs in the case. They fought for more than a decade to see the case come on trial. Both Airbus and Air France deny criminal wrongdoing, though Air France has already compensated the families of those killed. If convicted, each company faces potential fines of up to €225,000, a fraction of their annual revenues. No one risks prisons as only the companies are on trial. Media investigation at the time suggested that Airbus had known since at least 2002 about the problems but failed to rectify them. The A330-200 plane disappeared from radar over the Atlantic Ocean between Brazil and Senegal with 216 passengers and 12 crew members aboard. As a storm buffeted the plane, ice disabled the pitot tubes, blocking speed and altitude information. The autopilot disconnected. The crew resumed manual piloting, but with erroneous navigation data. The plane went into an aerodynamic stall, its nose pitched upward, and then it plunged into the sea. It took 2 years to find the plane and its black box recorders on the ocean floor. Air France is accused of not having implemented training in the event of icing the pitot probes despite the risks. Airbus blames pilot error and told investigators that icing over is a problem inherent to all sensors. Bureau Report, Sansad TV. A roundup of all international news in Global Wrap now. Pakistan's Health Ministry on Tuesday approved the purchase of over 6 million mosquito nets from India, according to reports. Pakistan is trying hard to contain the spread of malaria and other vector-borne diseases due to the unprecedented floods. The WHO is using financial resources provided by Global Fund to acquire the nets for Pakistan. Malaysia's nonagenarian former leader Mahathir Mohamad announced on Tuesday that he will contest general elections expected next month. He warned that a win by the ruling Malay party could see imprisoned ex-Prime Minister Najib Razak pardoned and let off the hook. At 97, and despite a health scare this year, Mahathir said that he will remain the candidate for his current parliamentary constituency in Langkawi Island. Sri Lanka's president's office said that the country will remain a middle-income country even as it requested the World Bank to grant concessional loans to tide over the unprecedented economic crisis. This was after the cabinet approved a proposal to downgrade the island's nation economic status to a low-income country. Sri Lanka had a GDP of $3,815 in 2021 that currently places the country in the middle-income category. Israel's Prime Minister said on Tuesday that the country has reached an historic agreement with neighboring Lebanon over their shared maritime border after months of US brokered negotiations. Premier Yair Lapid said that the deal will strengthen Israel's security, inject billions into Israel's economy, and ensure the stability of our northern border. South Korea said on Tuesday that it's capable of intercepting the variety of missiles North Korea launched in a barrage of recent simulated nuclear attacks on its rivals, though it maintains the North's advancing nuclear program poses a grave security threat. North Korea said on Monday that its 2 weeks of firing drills involved nuclear-capable ballistic missiles, warplanes and other assets to practice possible attacks on South Korean and US targets. And time now to see what's happening in the world of sports. India gave a good account of their enormous depth as a young and inexperienced side stunned by a strong South Africa unit by 7 wickets chasing a target of mere 100 runs in third ODI played in Delhi to secure a memorable series win. While Kuldeep Yadav was the star bowler for India on the day, taking 4 wickets for 18, pacer Mohammad Siraj was declared the man of the series. Siraj took 5 wickets in the 3-match series. Finn Allen and Devon Conway shared a 117-run opening partnership as New Zealand cruised to a 9-wicket win over Pakistan with almost 4 overs remaining on Tuesday in the 20-try series. The Kiwis easily surpassed Pakistan's 130 for 7. India's 1983 World Cup winning hero Roger Binny is said to become the new BCCI president as incumbent Sourav Ganguly, who held the position for 3 years, will make way for him at the board's AGM on October 18. Shah will continue as BCCI secretary for his second consecutive term. Shah will also replace Ganguly as India's representative at the all-powerful ICC board. Lionel Messi will headline a star-studded lineup for a match for peace in tribute to fellow Argentina soccer great Diego Maradona on November 14 in Rome, organizers announced on Monday. Red Bull and Aston Martin have been found in breach of Formula One financial rules, the motorsports governing body announced on Monday, saying any punishment would be decided at a later date. Red Bull is the team of world champion Max Verstappen. And that comes to a wrap of today's Bulletin The News. Stay tuned to Sansad TV for all the latest updates around the clock. Do share your feedback on our social media platforms. Thank you for watching. Good night. Namaskar.